Hi, welcome to Making All the Plans. I'm Connie, and if we haven't met before, I'm a busy mom of 2 active kids, and both my husband and I have full-time careers. My goal is to share with you how I stay on top of all life throws at me in one planner so that you might be able to do the same. Today, I'm going to start by finishing decorating my spread, and that will include using my Chrissy Ann Design stencil and drawing out lines for each of the days. I do 5 lines for each of my home tasks and my making all the plans tasks during the week. And then on the weekend, I do one day with home tasks and one day of making all the plans tasks. I do prefer to draw lines on my spread because I'm not very good at drawing or writing in a straight line, so these help my page stay a little bit neater. I like the Chrissy Ann Design stencils because you can get them in multiple line heights, and I usually prefer the 5 mm, but there are multiple sizes to choose from, or you can get a sampler where there are a few lines of each line height. And then once I get that done, I'm going to come back in with my dot tip markers and dot out all of the making all the plans tasks in one color and all of my home tasks in another. So I'm going to use gray for making all the plans and brown for my home tasks. I did not dot all the way to the bottom on Saturday just because there was one line that had a bump out into the other lines, so I wasn't sure if I would be able to squeeze whatever that is on the short line. So now I'm ready to start putting my action plan together for the week. I don't think that I am traveling this week, but I believe I will need to travel for work next week. So I really need to start getting ahead on my videos. If I travel next week, I also have travel 2 other weeks in March. So that's 3 weeks out of the next 5 weeks. The other tricky thing about that is that will be the end of Q1, and I like to do a lot of resetting at the end of each quarter and prepare for the quarter ahead. And if at all possible, I would like to do that ahead of time and not after the fact. I would prefer to do my reset early instead of late, if that makes sense. I will start putting my action plan together by writing out all of my calendar appointments, events, and doctor's appointments. I do have all of these in Google Calendar, and each kid has their own appointments on their own calendars as well, so they can see them. But I do still like to write them all out at the beginning of the week or the Sunday night before the week starts, just to make sure there aren't any conflicts. And as I write all of this out, I am realizing that normally my son would drive my daughter on Wednesday to soccer and pick her up and all of that, but we will be at eye appointments, so I will have to just ask my husband to make time in his schedule in order to run her to that practice and pick her up. I'm also thinking about taking Wednesday off because I don't have any major meetings. I have one just standing meeting that probably would be okay to miss, but I have a doctor's appointment in the morning, and then my son and I have eye appointments in the afternoon, so I may just take that day off. The struggle is if I get a lot of quotes and things that need submitted. It's that time of year where we do a lot of renewals and things like that. So if those come in and need entered, then I may not take a full day on Wednesday just so those don't pile up. I definitely have plenty of leave time saved up, but with the upcoming trips, I'd rather try to stay on top of those items at work that have a tight timeline. So next up, I am going to use the sidebar to write all of the videos that I want to work on this week, and there will be a lot of them. Like I mentioned, I'd like to try to get ahead a little bit so that I'm not scrambling to get videos out. I did get a little bit ahead this weekend, but not as far as I had hoped because I ended up having a project on Saturday that took me 6 hours when it should have taken me an hour. But 3 trips to the hardware store later, and I did get the issue fixed. I am not showing my Kanban board today only because I moved some videos around. It is late on Sunday night when I am recording this, and I didn't want to take the time to shift everything around. I did shift it around on my content calendar in Notion, so I was going off of that. So today I know that I need to order groceries and hopefully also pick them up. I will check the weather forecast before doing that. I'm very glad that I did not schedule a pickup for Sunday because the weather was surprisingly bad here. So the grocery order, putting a deposit down for the basement work, cleaning the master shower, the master bathroom, and the guest bathroom are all on my to-do lists for today. I also already have something pulled out of the freezer for dinner tonight in case I can't make it to the grocery store. On Tuesday, I want to dust and vacuum upstairs. On Wednesday, since hopefully I will be taking part of the day off, I'd like to get the downstairs mostly clean. So cleaning the bathroom, the kitchen, and the laundry, and the tile floors downstairs. And if all that gets done, the only thing that I have left on Thursday will be to dust and vacuum downstairs and hopefully finally get the furniture rearranged in the great room. We like to move it around once we take the Christmas tree down. And yes, the Christmas tree has been down since I think the first weekend in January. We just have not gotten around to moving the furniture yet. Then I'll jump back to Monday and write out my tasks for making all the plans. I would like to get this video edited and scheduled, as well as the video that I want to put up on Thursday. And then I want to record next week's spread decorating, as well as March's monthly video. But I will just hop around and figure out which days I need to get things accomplished, and then I will come back and go through each video line by line and make sure that I have each of the tasks scheduled for the week, at least as much as I would like for them to be scheduled. I don't necessarily need to have every single one of these completed by the end of Sunday, but I would like to have made progress on all of them. I have scripted or have ideas for all of them, so that step is already done. The only steps I have left are to record them and then to edit and schedule them. And I do tend to edit and schedule back to back, so I usually group them together as a task. But if you've seen my Kanban post-it notes before, you know that I have 2 separate tasks on my post-it notes for editing and scheduling. I am trying to keep Tuesday and Thursday a little bit light since those are my typical in-office days. And with the commute, and I usually end up getting stuck at work late, I want to be realistic about what I can get done those days. And there may end up being a lot of items on those days, but they are the items that take shorter amounts of time or they're just easier. So dusting and vacuuming is easier to me than cleaning the bathrooms. Recording a quick video is easier than editing a new one or an in-depth one. So I'm just trying to balance all that out as I write out my tasks for the week. But I am just going item by item now and making sure that I have the scripting, if necessary, videoing or recording, editing, and scheduling all written out on my plan for the week. I have been tending to rewrite each day separately, whether it's in the cheapest planner or my Hobonichi cousin, or just on a sheet of paper, just so it's a little less overwhelming. And that way, if I get ahead or behind, I'm not having that stare me in the face. Although getting ahead would be motivating, but getting behind is a little depressing. So I like to just write my list out for the day and keep it to the side of my planner, as well as incorporating my work tasks into it. I do tend to change up my planning style frequently, but I know that I need to use the planner system that is working for me in my current stage of life. I felt like the bottom of the sidebar was a little empty, so I am going to grab one more sticker and I'm going to drop in a quote that says get to work. I will back it with a couple of boxes so that it's not just floating out there on its own. It does bring in a little bit of pink and blue, but I think I'm okay with it. Hopefully I'm okay with it since it's down now. But I wanted just a little bit of push or motivation there in the sidebar. Once I get this in place, this will be my action plan for the week. I do have a couple of empty boxes on Thursday and Friday, but I am sure that I will find something to fill it with, as well as the empty box on Monday. But thanks so much for coming along with me today. I hope that everybody has a great week and a productive week. If you like this video, don't forget to hit like and subscribe, and I will see you in my next video. Bye.